Yeah. So
But
you said jiu-jitsu.
yes.
This is a question. Like I said, I do content mixed martial arts and women in combat sports. And my man coach used to always ask us to do his interviews, how do you get out of a Kimura?
Huh. Flip over.
I think she's self answer, Coach. If Coach is watching this, he likes this stuff. I
You know,
remember, like,
but
I
most people are not athletic enough to be able to twist their body that way
hmm
or flip over. They're just not to lift their own weight in a flip over.
hmm
There is a
yeah.
certain way. And yes, my instructor taught me, Tony, he taught me numerous times. Tony is 6'3" and about 260. And I always had to roll with him or one of the guys because for myself, I was using, if I rolled with the girls, I was using my muscle, and he could tell. He's like, you're just using your strength to put them in certain compromising positions. He was like, you need to roll with somebody who actually forcefully makes you use your knowledge. So that
Yeah.
I couldn't use my muscle with because they weigh so much on top of me. So I'm always rolling with the guys, 210 pounds at least minimally. And yeah, I usually, crazy enough, I have done jujitsu for about 4 years, 5 years now, and I'm still a white belt because I've had to take the time off each individual time.
Yeah.
And he
So
is not one to just give somebody a belt just because
you have to.
just because of the time. I have to do a consistent amount of time. So, I told him, I said, with bodybuilding, it's going to be the thing of 6 months on, 6 months off. And it's unfortunate, but I know too much because I done rolled with blue belts, I done rolled with browns, I done rolled with purples. I've been classes there with them, learning further up. Of course, difference from the Marine Corps martial arts that ties into it. So yeah, it was a lot, and I competed the year before, 2 years ago now. I competed because I stayed long enough of the off season. I actually had stopped. That was that first year I did figure. I did one show and I said, ooh, my legs are too skinny. I need to actually go build. And during that time of building, I was able to go do martial arts or go to jiu-jitsu there at the gym there. So it was okay. And I did my first match and it was a master's match. So, but it was kind of simple because the girl who was smaller than me, her her coach on the sideline was already telling her, just put her in an arm bar. And I told him, I said, you know what I'm gonna do with her, right? And he was like, remember what you can't do as a white belt. And I'm like, that was my problem. I had to remember what I can't do as a white belt in competition.
Oh yeah, that's something about competition. Like, you know what? I started getting to MMA a few years ago. I mean, for a good while. I grew up as a boxing fan. I grew up
Yeah.
the end of the Ali era, Mike Tyson.
Yep.
Those guys. I mean, I remember one. You ever heard a boxer by the name of B Hop? He called MMA gay sex. Because
I do remember that phrase being thrown around about that. I really
yeah,
do. I remember
yeah,
that.